Hey everyone, Tonya here, and just wanted to take a moment to share something that happened last week. I asked on the description of the question was, have you ever had to eat a piece of humble pie after making a first impression? And something happened last week. I went in to go get a bite to eat, late lunch at one of the sandwich shops in the area, and when I went in, or as I was walking toward the store, the two workers were sitting outside. Now, I wasn't 100% sure if they were the workers at this store or not. I looked in through the window. I thought, well, nobody seems to be inside. They're both sitting outside, and they were smoking a cigarette, and one gal was eating. And my first thought, it wasn't a strong criticism, but my first thought was, well, this is real professional. They're sitting outside smoking a cigarette, and one's eating, and I don't see anybody else in there. So I went ahead and went on in, and one gal came in, and she apologized. She said, "I'll be right with you," and she washed her hands and everything and was getting ready to serve me. Well, as she was serving me, I was just listening to her and just being present with her. And she had shared how the other gal outside, this was her first break all day. And this was probably around, I guess it wasn't a late lunch, it was like 6 o'clock or so in the evening. And she said this is her first break. And she began to share, and just in talking to me while she was making my sandwich, had shared that this is her third job, meaning she's working 2 other jobs, and this is her third job. Not she worked one job, lost it, and got another job. No. She's working 3 jobs at one time. And she talked about her kids being home and different things. And you could just tell that she is pushing the envelope when it comes to getting enough rest and sleep. And then I learned that when the other gal came in, she apologized too, and which she didn't know. The first one had told me that she hadn't had a break. She said, "I just haven't had a break." She said, "I put in, I don't know if it was 60 hours already that week." She had one paycheck the other day that was 90 hours. And I thought, well, I was asking her, I said, "Is it because they're not finding enough workers or something like this?" And she said, no. She said it's because of COVID. Several of their employees there have COVID. And so she's had to work extra long hours. And it just was a great teachable moment to say, you know what, Tonya, things aren't always as they appear. They weren't 2 lazy workers. Matter of fact, they were very hard workers. And I just want to mention that so that we can be quick to let go sometimes of those first impressions, especially if they're negative, and really see if we can be present with someone, because we may hear a different story and find out we were wrong. And even if we were right, guys, even if the assumption was, well, gee, that's just unprofessional, and that what they shared with me wasn't the truth, still, I believe there's always something we can look for that's a little higher than the criticism. But yeah, that taught me a really good lesson, and just wanted to pass that on to you guys. And let's be careful to make those first impressions, because they may not be right. And humble pie sits there and it waits for us when it's there. So if you're just getting on and you're seeing this, I encourage you to take a minute, check it out. I've got to run. I've got to get back to work. See you guys. Bye.